You need to be more emotionally intelligent. No, I'm only joking. I'm sure your emotional intelligence is fine. I've learned that the most frequent causes of leadership breakdown have to do with a person's inability to build effective relationships. The same could be said about our personal relationships too sometimes. I've learned a simple technique you can use to improve your relationships and bring out the best in others. A lot of my videos focus on leadership and management, but my quick wins are transferable in many walks of life and more importantly from my own research, not from AI. So please, if you like what you hear, give me a follow. Now, I believe leadership is a relationship between a person who aspires to lead and people who choose to follow. And it's the quality of that relationship that will ultimately determine the quality of the experience and the success of your pursuits. For context, I have a couple of examples from individuals that have loads of experience as leaders. Erwin Federman, a former CEO, once said, "I contend, however, that all things being equal, we will work harder and more effectively for people we like, and we will like them in direct proportion to how they make us feel." Another quote from Joyce Clifford, a nursing executive, once said, "I may not be the most knowledgeable person in the organisation, but I know how to make people feel good about themselves." The quotes are a bit wordy, I know, but hopefully you can see the common theme that Erwin and Joyce understand the importance of relationships and that you should make people feel more capable, effective and strong any chance you get. When leaders make people feel appreciated, it lights a subconscious flame in them to do better. Emotional intelligence is something you can grasp without digging into loads of research. That's why leadership shortfalls are often tied to poor relationship building skills. Every leader faces challenges in connecting with others, but usually due to emotional gaps rather than technical know-how. Leaders who veer off course tend to fixate on outputs, lack empathy, struggle with team unity, can't connect well with their people, and usually come across disrespectful. I've learned one simple exercise you can use to improve the relationship you have with others and make them feel better about themselves. In every interaction with every person or group, before you begin that interaction, whether it's a minute or an hour-long conversation, ask yourself one question. How can I make this person or team feel more capable, powerful, competent, influential, and more effective by the end of our interaction? For example, if you're about to give someone feedback, ask yourself how you can frame your comments to highlight their strengths, recognize their efforts, and empower them to take on new challenges confidently, knowing that you have faith in their abilities. If you train your mind to think like this naturally during any conversation, people in turn will naturally understand that you're a positive, half-glass full type of person that isn't looking how you can benefit or that isn't always looking for the negatives in everything. I guarantee if you approach each interaction asking yourself that one question each time, you'll be more successful as a leader, less likely to be branded negatively, and the people you lead or know will naturally and personally be more engaged before the interaction began. That's it. Thanks for listening and have a great week. And feel free to give me a follow.